Gray Area talks about sex, relationships, mental health, and more. The views and opinions expressed on the show are those of the talent and guests alone and are provided for informational purposes only. We want to talk to you, but our hosts are not qualified healthcare professionals. If you're depressed, feel your life is at risk, or need immediate assistance, please seek professional help or dial 911. I'm Sasha Gray, and this is Gray Area.
What's good, everybody? I'm Dumbfounded, Sasha's co-host. And Sasha, I saw you cooking up a storm this weekend, and I was inspired. And, did a little Twitch stream of my own with some food.
Yeah, I saw that, but you're kind of just eating pizza. You weren't really cooking.
Cooking, eating pizza, post-mating, it's all the same thing, isn't it? I was doing a little mukbang. It's the latest craze, and I just wanted, there's me right there. Oh, there I am.
Yes.
Eating a...
Kind of sad.
It is sad because I don't have a plate. I'm just eating on a piece of paper towel right there. I am holding a chicken wing in the other hand too, but
oh, the chicken doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I was doing a little mukbang, Twitch stream, because there's a underrepresentation of rappers eating sad foods. But that's a pineapple and jalapeno topping. That was suggested by my followers.
Oh,
I was like, which topping?
trolled.
Yeah, I was like, which topping should I get? And they were like, oh, jalapenos and pineapple. I was like, damn it.
Oh, they trolled you. At least it wasn't Alfredo, though. So
oh, Lord.
You joke, but representation in the media is so important. Streaming and gaming is overwhelmingly white and male. And even though strides have been made, there's still a lot of work to do. So how can we change the space so that everyone feels welcome?
Yeah, I feel like this is something I could relate to because we've spoke on this before of, Asians in the media and TV and films. This is something that we've only experienced in the last 2 years. Crazy Rich Asians that just came out 2-3 years ago was like the first all Asian cast in like 20 years. So there's that ceiling that I feel like is just kind of breaking through. Yeah.
Definitely.
And as a female gamer and streamer, do you feel like did you feel brand new kind of coming into the space?
Let's say there were a lot of reservations. I wanted to stream like 10 years ago or more, and there were a lot of things that held me back from doing that. But once I understood that there were things in place like community and moderators, these things were not really in existence back then. So the technology has grown with it, and that is what made me feel comfortable to like enter and really create my own community where I felt protected.
No, for sure. And I'm pretty new to the gaming community myself, but I feel like this recent wave with everyone staying indoors and streaming more because of non-live venues happening, that there is more representation happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Well, with that said, let's introduce our next guest.
Yes, our guest tonight is one of my favorite Twitch streamers. She has been spotlighting diverse creators and leading the charge on representation in the space. She hosted the first ever Black Girl Gamers Virtual Summit and hosts the series This Is Dope. It's the leader of the Bae Brigade, Brianna, AKA Storymodebae.
Hi, hello community. We're starting already, my God. Can I ask you guys how you're doing? Is that Ellie? Where'd her hair go? Did the clicker take my ponytail?
Oh, they all see me. Oh, this was a mistake.
This is really wild. Taxidermy realness. Is that a bear?
That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you both so much for having me. I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk to you guys.
Yes. So, even though I don't actually know you, I have to say, not in a creepy way, the first time I discovered you, I felt like I knew you. Like I found you on Twitch's front page, and you were sitting there like self-censoring. And I was like, I do this all the time. And I feel so like stupid and silly doing it. But it was actually like part of the reason I wanted to create like that safe, welcoming community. And I saw you doing that and I was like, yes, this girl's dope. So I'm glad I got to discover you for sure.
Thank you so much. I try to self-censor as much as I can. I have a little bit of a potty mouth, but also my mom watches my stream too, so I try to like cut back just a little bit.
I understand that for sure. So tell us all a little bit why you chose the name Storymodebae.
Well, I love story-based games. So anything with a good story, anything that can captivate my emotions, whether it's being happy or sad or angry or mad, that's what I love to do. Also, sometimes I consider myself to be a little bit of a bae, so Storymodebae, there you go.
Is that what you started off with playing games-wise, just story mode-based games, or any other type of games?
Well, when I first started playing games, that was like back in the 90s. I started with Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and Frogger. But I think as I got older, I realized that I'm terrible at shooter games. I don't like sports games that much. So story-based games, I kind of like to stick in my lane a little bit.
Crash is when I felt represented. I was like, I'm like this dude, this Bandicoot right here.
See? Yeah.
I am like this dude.
So tell us a little bit about creating your community, and when you entered the space, I heard you made partnership about a year ago.
Yeah.
So you've been streaming for 2 years?
Yeah, so I first started on YouTube. You know, when I would play games, I always get stuck. I'm forever lost in whatever I play. So I would check out people's videos on YouTube and, you know, trying to figure out where to go. And the more I started watching videos, I was like, you know what? I think I could kind of do this too. Like sometimes I think I'm kind of funny. And yeah, I tried it out on YouTube first. It turns out I hate editing, so I switched over to Twitch.
Yeah.
And from there, it just kind of blossomed and grew. And now I have the Bae Brigade, which is my amazing and petty community. And we've just been kind of going on this journey together. And I'm super, super fortunate for them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and when you came into the space, did you feel like you were a pioneer as a Black woman gamer? Did you feel like it was a space that there weren't many in?
Well, definitely. I don't want to consider myself a pioneer because I feel like I'm still kind of new and I'm just getting started and figuring out as I go. When I did first start streaming, I found Black Girl Gamers, which is a group that was created by J.Ann Lopez back in 2015. And it's really just this awesome community space for Black women that kind of understand all of the struggles that we experience while gaming and just really a safe space for all of us. So I, you know, started from there and started to get more comfortable with streaming, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I actually found Black Girl Gamers as well when I started streaming. And the page was like sort of dormant, but then I saw them more active on other social media sites. So I was like, okay, so it's really nice to see the community get uplifted. Unfortunately, you know, for the current events, but like, it has to happen. So it's a beautiful thing to have the support of the community for sure.
Yeah, that brings up a good question. Besides gaming, I know you do different types of streams and you discuss different issues. Like, what are some of the things you're talking about on your streams?
So I try to keep it 100% real and authentic. As much as I want to be, you know, funny and bubbly every single day, unfortunately, it's not like that, and I want to be realistic. So with my community, we kind of talk about everything. We definitely talk about food, pop culture, but as of lately, we've really been talking about everything going on with, you know, police brutality and protesting and, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement, everything going on. And I appreciate having that platform and having that space to be able to talk with them about it. And they just kind of get it because we're all going through it.
Definitely. Do you have anybody that has come into your community maybe not understanding or trying, and I'm not talking just about trolls, but like people that have come in with genuinely wanting to learn that you feel like you broke through to them?
I would hope so. I mean, they haven't told me, but I would definitely hope so. And I welcome that because, again, not everyone necessarily understands unless maybe they hear it from a different perspective. So I hope we were able to break through to at least one person.
Definitely. All right, so I want to talk about the whole controversy about the games that female gamers are supposed to play.
Ooh.
Just last month, E3 shared a Parade article on Twitter about the games women gamers are playing. And it included Kim Kardashian's Hollywood, Solitaire, and Animal Crossing.
Adorable.
Those are my top 3 games, actually.
Obviously, E3 got major backlash for this and deleted the sexist post. So what do you think about that?
I'm glad they deleted it. I don't understand how it was published to begin with and sent out. I don't know if anyone was, checking or fact checking. I don't know where the information came from, but it was extremely sexist and just so close-minded. And again, another one of those stereotypes that women have to, break through in the streaming industry.
It
Definitely.
seems really confusing with the solitaire thing. They just
The Solitaire is like grandma.
They just painted an image of a lonely housewife just playing solitaire all day or something.
Smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee.
And even the games that are listed on there, nothing's wrong with the games. I love Animal Crossing. Candy Crush is dope. I get that completely. But to actually list it and say, well, these are the games that women play.
Yeah, clickbait.
I mean, ugh.
All right, so you've been playing video games almost your whole life, but we're gonna play a little bit of a different game called 20 and 60. Dumb is gonna fire off 20 questions, and we're gonna see how many you can answer in 60 seconds. Are you ready?
Here we go, and timer starts now. Hooking up with an ex, good idea or bad?
Ooh, bad.
A historical figure you crush on?
Oh, Malcolm X? Is that, is that weird?
He's a good-looking dude, actually. Last person you texted?
My mom.
Would you ever date a fan?
No.
Favorite game of all time?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
What did your parents call you when they were mad at you?
My full name, Brianna, redacted.
Most used emoji?
That face where he's kind of like that. You know the one.
Would you rather have Crash Bandicoot or Sonic the Hedgehog as a pet?
Crash Bandicoot.
Game that captures the spirit of 2020?
Oh, Last of Us 2.
Yep.
Outcast or TLC?
Outcast. Oh.
Most embarrassing thing that's happened on a stream? We got to hear this one.
I cried. I think that's embarrassing enough. I cried.
Okay, that's 11 questions.
Oh, God. 50%, I'll take it.
And
Not bad.
so you're Outkast fan?
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, I'm a huge Outkast fan.
I
too.
love on her mic, she has the Stankonia album cover wrapped on the mic.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a tough one too, because TLC was obviously.
I know. That was a hard question.
All right, up next, we're gonna talk about representation of women in video games.
A lot of my childhood fantasies were about Lara Croft. Does that make me a bad person?
Yes, me and you both, so we'll be right back.
I'm not judging.
I'm not gonna lie, one of my least favorite comments that I get, whether it's on front page or someone coming into my channel, well, I didn't know black girls play video games. Well, you think we in the alley somewhere? Like, what? I mean, what do you mean we don't play video games? So exactly what Mira is saying, I'm ready for this to be a thing where those questions don't keep coming up over and over and over again. Like Kason was saying, we're not unicorns. We are out here. Either you don't want to look for us or you're not looking hard enough, but we are out here.
Welcome back to Gray Area. We're here with Storymodebae talking about representation in gaming.
Talking about that clip, how tired do you think? How tired do you get of people being shocked that you're a gamer?
I'm exhausted. Like, exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm so extremely tired of it.
It's like people thinking all Asians play games.
It's like, come on.
There's also something interesting you said too, of like, you have to look for it. And I agree with that. And like I said, when I came on the platform, I was actively looking for people. And because of the algorithms, it's actually not that easy. And because there traditionally is a lack of support of uplifting communities of color, it's so hard to find. And I feel like that's kind of something we come up against online, especially, is like, well, why should I have to look for it? It's just there because you have to do the work to get there. So I appreciate that, and I think it's important for people to hear that.
Thank you, thank you.
So that was a clip from the Black Girl Gamers Online Summit. Tell us about hosting that panel and how everybody came together.
Yeah, so that was back in June, and it's kind of crazy the timing of it all. I mean, it was already pre-planned, but at the time, I think, you know, the protesting had just started, and, you know, tensions were definitely running high. So to be asked to do that panel, I'm still so honored, and I was just so happy to kind of guide that conversation. Also, shout out to Cup of Noodle and Cuddlecore and X Mira Mira, who were all on the panel with me. But it was really exciting and I think educational to talk about our experiences being women and being Black in the streaming industry.
Definitely.
You also hosted a show called This Is Dope, where you highlighted some underrepresented content creators. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we first started This Is Dope during Black History Month. First, the idea was to highlight Black content creators on the Twitch platform because like you were saying, there's just so little representation and, you know, for whatever reason, we're just not being pushed out to the forefront. So that started and I was able to interview and speak to some really amazing Black content creators on the Twitch platform. And then it just kind of went from there. We did a Women's History Month. We did a episode where I was able to interview drag queens on Twitch. So that was super, super fun to do.
Nice.
All right, so since you play story-based games, do you think current games actually do a good job of showing the female experience?
Maybe not so much, no, I don't think so.
There's a lot of female characters, but as far as the experience goes, that's a whole nother story, right?
Right, I think that's gonna be the next step for sure. And as we know, it's really important to see yourself represented in a space in order to feel welcome there. So we wanna take a look at the evolution of some of the well-known video game characters and how far we've actually evolved. So we're gonna throw up some photos in a few minutes.
Oh, wait,
Oh
whoa.
no, we got it, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
my God,
yeah.
wow.
I'm not gonna lie, my first...
Try to control yourself.
No, I was just like, boobs! Whoa.
Oh my God.
All right, how do we feel about Lara Croft?
I mean, this is actually a little bit of progress than like the 90s Lara Croft when she had like the triangles on her chest, but still, this is like, this is insane, my God.
All boob, no muscle.
I mean.
This is how I thought all archaeologists looked back then.
All right, let's take a look at her now.
Okay,
See,
yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Yes, realistic. And it's not even with the graphics too, it's just the actual features. They gave her a little muscle
Yep.
detail too. Yes, so much better.
Definitely. She kind of looks like she has to poo though.
She probably does.
It's like just the wrong screen grab right there.
I mean, she's been climbing all day. She probably does.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
All right, let's take a look at another one. This is Miles Morales from 2 years ago. What do you think?
Okay, so yes, so happy that Miles Morales was in this game.
Right.
The hairline, however, is where I have an issue. It's
Right.
a struggle. It's a struggle.
They could have given my man a nice
Come
little
on,
lineup
little
or
lineup.
anything.
He's in New York. I know he has, you know, the options. I know he does.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's take a look at the most recent version. Yes.
Now this
plain.
man right here, that's what I'm talking about.
That is
See?
plain.
Oh my goodness. What do you think, Dem?
No, it's huge. I mean, this is the game coming up, right? In the next
Yeah.
release.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
So much better. I mean, again, it's like, it's crazy to say, but like the attention to detail, even with his hair, because every time they do Black characters, we get an afro, we get cornrows, or we get bald. Like, that's it. So for them to do this,
Right.
I'm happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
All right, so some progress, obviously. Is it enough or is it too little too late? And we didn't even have a Black female character that we felt had gone through a noticeable evolution. So again, it's part of the problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
we think back about Black characters in video games, like not many come to mind,
At
right?
all. No.
Like I was literally, as we were doing this episode, I couldn't even think
Yeah,
of
we
it.
were like backstage thinking like,
Like I was like, Mavis Beacon?
Ooh, not the keyboard.
Uncharted.
But she is the OG.
Uncharted,
She is the OG.
Uncharted.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that's why I've always loved GTA San Andreas so much, because that was the first game that I played. Even though they're in LA and I get it, but that was the first game that I played where it's like, oh my God, there's so many black people in this game. And that's like uncommon, unheard of. It's insane.
Right.
All right, our chat is
blowing
super
up.
excited about the new Spider-Man for sure. Yes. Well, we want to bring you into this conversation. Do you feel welcome in the gaming community? Yes, getting there, not really, no, still too toxic for me.
Vote at VENN.TV/play or type your answer in the chat. So what do you guys think? Do you guys feel welcome?
Depends.
Yeah,
It depends.
I would also say it depends. Welcomed in what way?
Like
Yeah.
be our guest to be.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I feel like women alone, we go through our own struggles with streaming. It's, this constant like, oh my gosh, she's so fine. Are you married? Do you
Right.
have a man? And it's like, I don't want to be welcomed in that sort
Right.
of way,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, just respect me and my personality. I'm not good at games, but stick around anyways. Like, I want to be welcomed in that way, not just for my looks or, what I'm wearing.
That
or
must get
anything
mad
like that.
annoying for sure.
That's where the mods really, really,
Yes.
so grateful for them.
True allies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time to bring someone else into this multiplayer game we call life, and it's Calvin. What's up, Calvin?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, y'all.
You got a question for us?
Hello. Yes, I have a question for y'all. My question is, has the internet allowed closeted racist people to become a little bit more bold?
Oh.
That's
Well,
100%.
That's 100%.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would definitely say, with social media being the way that it is now, it gives everyone an opinion, and it gives so many people access to be quick keyboard thugs and, let their true colors fly. So that's what's really, really annoying about social media. So I would say, yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, it doesn't even seem closeted anymore.
Yeah,
right?
it's very
Seriously.
obvious.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I'm playing games and I constantly have to read the names because there's racist screen names, and you're like, and the fact that you even have to think about trolls coming in and doing this thing, because then at the end of the day, what a lot of people they know, but what like maybe some of the viewers don't know is that like as streamers, we're responsible for that. So we could actually get in trouble for somebody else's.
Wow.
I was gonna say something we can't say on TV, but you know what I mean. But is there anything that like you're going through right now that
Or
you'd like
things you've
some
seen?
advice with, or are you like trying to step into the streaming game?
I personally don't stream, but I've just been, one of those people that I'm a very open and loving person. And it's hard just in general. I mean, from Instagram, Twitter,
Right.
Facebook, everything, honestly, and streaming included. Like, I've watched stuff and I've seen it. Like, it can get bad, like bad fast.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really just like watching it go from, everybody kind of slowly but surely, like they'll say a little here and there to ranting. I mean, full out like hate montage almost, as if it's like what are you guys doing?
Well,
I mean,
I
these
think-
are human beings.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the place where those racists feel like they get to shine, almost,
Yeah.
right? Because most of the time, they'll get checked, like in real life,
Yeah,
real
exactly.
quick.
There you go.
Well, thanks for calling, Calvin. Hopefully, we get to live in a
Sure.
world where we won't need any mods one day.
Thank you so much.
One day. Y'all take care.
You too. So the results are in. We asked how welcome you feel in gaming, and this is what you said. All right, 36% said not really, and 36% said yes. So I don't know. I think it's a lot of it is about creating and harnessing your own community. Because I've been inside streams where like looking at streams where people don't edit that stuff out and they don't care. So part of it is kind of a struggle, and you have to work at finding the communities that you enjoy. And like this caller was saying, when you see or read those kind of comments as streamers, I feel like most of the time it's best to just ignore them.
How about you? You know, having that panel too, like talking to your friends, like, do they feel welcome?
I feel like for the most part, we all kind of have the same, you know, feeling and experience where it's like, no, we don't feel welcome, but we also want to break that door down and kind of take over the world if we can. And, you know, make it so, no, we're here. Don't act surprised that you see me on the front page. This is what it is.
Right.
All right, so when we come back, we have Bijan Steven joining in on the conversation.
When I was talking about having a thing for Lara Croft, I meant the modern one. You know,
Yeah.
Fully clothed and all. Yeah, because I'm an ally. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to put myself in timeout.
All right, you do that. Don't go away. Welcome back to Gray Area. We're talking about representation in gaming with Storymodebae. So those of us that stream or work online know that in a perfect world, there would be some level of support from tech companies and platforms when it comes to dealing with harassment.
But we also know that sometimes you got to do it yourself.
All right, so let's do another poll. Do platforms like Twitch do enough to promote better representation? Not even close. They could do more. The burden is on the users.
Go to VENN.TV/play to vote or let us know in the chat. So what do we think here?
Unfortunately, I think it's that the burden is on us, the users.
Yeah. I will say I have noticed that at least platforms like Twitch, they've definitely tried to amp up the visibility for Black creators. Very recently, they created the Creator Growth Program, which spotlights Black streamers, which is really good. But again, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
100%, I agree, definitely. So how did you actually build your Twitch community when you first joined? Like, getting on the platform, was there any intimidation, or was it like somewhat easy to find moderators? Like, walk us through that experience, because I think a lot of people don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of work. It takes time to kind of fill people out and, you know, really put your trust into people. Streaming is kind of a weird thing in the sense that people kind of feel like they know who you are because they see you on camera all the time and they're always typing, you know, to you in the chat. But for the most part, I don't know who's behind the username. So that definitely takes a lot of time to kind of fill people out. So I definitely have had to, you know, switch mods up and change things up. But I am so lucky to have an amazing mod squad on my team. So I'm grateful for that.
Do you think the toxicity in the chat keeps marginalized groups from like getting in the game?
I mean, it definitely can. Me personally, I don't play online games at all. You know, it only took a couple of times for me to, you know, play Call of Duty or something, and either, you know, someone's like, oh, she's a girl, well, I want to play with her, or they're calling me the N-word. So it's like, no, I'm not going to do any of that. So yeah, it's a lot, and it's frustrating to deal with.
Got to build some thick skin.
Yes, all right. We're gonna bring in another voice. Journalist Bijan Steven reports for The Verge and writes for The Nation. He's part of the Fun City podcast and hosts Super Late at 368. He's also a Twitch streamer himself. Bijan, welcome.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Hey, Bijan. Thanks for joining us. On Wednesday, after grand jury in Louisville, when they didn't indict the men who murdered Breonna Taylor, you actually took to Twitch, and tell us why you just immediately went on Twitch.
I feel like took to Twitch is maybe a little serious. I was just like, you know, I tweeted my feelings. I was on Twitch because like it was a streaming night, and I was like, you know, I sort of want to process this with these people that I trust, because I like my community a lot. I feel like, you know, I have curated myself a very safe and nice space personally. So it's like, it felt like a nice place to sort of like work some of that stuff out. And obviously people in chat were feeling similarly. Like everyone was sort of, you know, like it was expected, but also sort of devastating anyway, which is, I think, the permanent condition of being in 2020.
Right.
But yeah, you know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah, you write about Twitch a lot. How do you feel that they've been responding to the current events?
That is an interesting question. I would say, I think it's hard to say, because like they've done some things to try and increase representation, but it's also like they've also made a few missteps in those things. Like, for example, Hispanic Heritage Month, they tried to, you know, honor people of Hispanic descent, and they like made an emote modifier that was just like a pair of maracas and a sombrero, and they immediately pulled it, is the other thing. Like they were like, oh, this is bad. Before that, they did something for, you know, they tried to honor LGBTQ people for Pride Month, and they said the G in LGBT stands for gamer.
Yeah.
And like they pulled that immediately, like, you know, and then another one, and the third one was, okay, so you know, it was like in support of Black Lives Matter, and they made this video, and it was, you know, it was beautifully made, just clips from a bunch of streamers. There was one Black streamer, and they were on screen for 11 seconds, and it was just like, yo, what's going on here? And I think Brie and I's friend Brandon was one of the first people to call that out on Twitter. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I don't know, I think Twitch is trying, I think that's great, but like, they're a corporation, they don't necessarily have to try, and if they're going to, they should at least talk to the people, like to the streamers that are on their platform, because like, it's not like there's a shortage of like people who identify with any of those groups on Twitch. You know?
Not at all. Not at all, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I do feel like I have seen a little bit more involvement, because when I stop playing games and have these serious conversations with my community, I actually do notice that there are Twitch staff that pop in, and you can see that they're actually there. So the fact that they are responding is great, but obviously, Twitch aside, so many corporations fall flat. Like,
yeah, no, and you said it. That's so many corporations. Like,
That's
I don't know what to add.
Like, why? I mean, it's inherently tone deaf.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, a large part of that is like because they do not have a diverse enough staff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the people in the rooms that they're not diverse, and it's like you can always tell. Like, you can't know for sure, obviously, because like obviously, you know, dynamics in meetings like that are sometimes hard to navigate if you're like the only person in the room. However, I mean, I don't know. It's like Twitch is so big. They're part of Amazon. Like, there's no excuse. You know what I mean? It's like these corporations, like, you have the resources and you have the users who are actually willing to like talk to you about this stuff.
Right.
Like, it's not like people aren't willing to like donate a little bit of their time to be like, hey, you're up, like you could do better, you know? But
yeah, no, I feel
it's an ongoing sort of problem.
Well, speaking of tone deaf, we've seen a lot of companies pile on the statements of support lately, but not all of them ring true or helpful. We all remember that Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial. That's a classic. That's a classic in effing up. A classic F up moment.
She solved it though. She solved racism.
Well, I'm glad we could have a laugh. All right, we wanted to. No, sorry, go ahead.
It's either you laugh or you cry. It's one of the two. I'm happy to be laughing.
Definitely. So we wanted to talk about ways companies have attempted to be an ally. There's been some cringeworthy corporate responses to Black Lives Matter. I'd love to know what you guys think, if they're woke or a joke. All right, so the first one is the NFL put the words, can't even, usually already knows where I'm going, end racism in the end zone.
A joke, an entire joke, a joke.
Yeah, why don't you talk about that a little bit, Brie?
I feel the same way, you know, as when they, you know, make the murals in the street, like Black Lives Matter. It's just very performative to me. It's like you're putting this mural down, but you're still going to, you know, unfairly arrest Black people on the exact same street. So no, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah. All right, the next one, the Instagram Black Square. How do you guys feel?
That was a mess of a campaign, first of all, which there was a lot of confusion with that one.
Yeah.
I feel like people posted their black square and they said, "Oh, that is all the activism I can do, and I am done. That's it. That's all I have."
That was a relief
100%.
almost for a lot of influencers.
Yeah,
What do you think, Bijan?
I am absolutely with Bree. I have some strong words and feelings, but I won't share them because this is television. But no, I mean, I think, no, it's hard to do activism. Posting a black square, good on you.
That was easier than the Pepsi.
It really was. But
I did see a really good tweet. I think it was from like Moses Sumney, but it was like, meeting a new white friend is like, I have to go back to June 2nd and see if they posted a black square or nothing at all. And I was like, yeah, that's so real. That's so real.
Oh my goodness.
I don't have that problem because I haven't met anybody new. But
Right? Yeah. I mean, I was looking around on social media and on Twitch, and I kind of just looked up to some of the leaders of the Black community that I respect, and I was like, I'm gonna take notes from them. And obviously, so I decided not to post the black square, but to uplift other people and take the conversation to the stream, not ignore it. Because I felt like that's what a lot of people were doing, trying to troll the situation and silence people. So
yeah, and it did have the effect of actually silencing that hashtag. It pushed all the useful posts down, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's almost worse than doing nothing.
That part was the messy part when it confused the algorithms and the hashtags.
But like I think Sasha, I think you're absolutely right. Like it's just so easy to just, take a step back, think about it for a second, and be like, oh, am I gonna do the dumb thing or the not dumb thing? And just, do the not dumb thing. Just listen to other people.
exactly.
That's it. That's all. Right.
Organize.
It's pretty easy. In my humble opinion. I don't know. I mean, I'm a journalist. What do I know?
I agree. All right. What about when Twitch made the video about Black Lives Matter with, barely any black people in it?
So I feel like, and I don't know if that was the, reasoning their purpose, I want to think that they maybe wanted to promote allies in that video.
Right,
However, it was a misstep because by doing that, you ultimately silence the people that were actually being oppressed in the first place. That's how I feel about it. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're saying it better than I can. I mean, you took the words literally right out of my mouth. Straight up, I 100% agree with it.
Yeah.
All right. We have our poll results. Do platforms like Twitch do enough to promote better representation? And here's what you said. They could do more.
65%.
65%. All right, they could do more.
Yeah, I mean, what are some things you think they can be doing?
I mean, I think the highlighting black creators is the first step. I've seen a lot more interaction on encouraging people to vote. That's a big one. How do you guys feel?
That's a really good question. I mean, I personally think, I don't think a corporation's ever going to solve this stuff. I think they can be better about it, but it's almost like they need to just sort of step out of the way and just promote people of color on their platform. They just need to do that, and I don't know that it makes necessarily business sense for them to, or you know what I mean?
Right.
It's one of those. There are a bunch of competing incentives, and I don't think a corporation can really be an ally in that specific regard, or at least a multi-billion-dollar corporation that is also a huge part of Amazon. You know what I mean?
I could care less what Pepsi thinks. It's like Dave Chappelle's like, what does Ja got to say? You know what I'm saying?
It's Ja rule.
Unless you're sending me a check directly, I don't care that much,
Yeah. All right, Bijan, thank you so much for your thoughts on this and joining us in this conversation. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
This is a great time.
Don't end this game. We've got more gray area coming up, and we're talking all about how you can level up and make a difference. Stay tuned.
Have you met Bijan?
You know what pisses me off? I don't like people telling other people, specifically black people, specifically black women, how to feel during this time. That's what pisses me off the most. You can't tell people how to react. you can't tell people how they're supposed to feel when this is constantly thrown in our face over and over and over again. I'm sorry. I'm my thoughts are everywhere and I'm trying to like put them together in like one cohesive sentence, but I'm just like, it's mind-blowing.
Welcome back to Gray Area. I'm Sasha, that's Dumb, and we're here with Storymodebae. I think we are all still living in the immediate aftermath of the grand jury decision. In that clip, you were struggling to articulate your thoughts. How are you feeling?
Numb, and I don't know if that's the best, way to feel, but honestly, just numb. Even that day, I started to tweet out on Twitter, but then I had to stop myself because I don't want to angry tweet. So, that day when it happened, I was like, okay, well, let me, take an hour and go on stream and just kind of vent with everyone. But it's just like this weird, numb feeling like, oh my God, again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think you said on your stream a couple days before, they're already telling us.
Yeah, the day before, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're already telling us what
Right.
the decision is. Well, this is an important conversation we're having as a country right now, so we want to hear from you. And we have Fatima here with a question.
Hey, Fatima, how you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going? You doing good?
You got
Hi.
a question for us?
Yes, so when advocating for basic human rights, would you say that our government, the current officials and future, would you say that they're just performative allying? And if they are, what does that mean for the American voter?
That's the story of politics.
Right.
Yes.
It's a story of
Yes.
politics. Yeah, I would have to agree with you there.
It's just, I don't know if they honestly care. And I know how that sounds, and I know that's terrible. Even when George Floyd was murdered, they went and they put on their dashikis
Right.
and they what are we doing?
Got on
pass
one knee.
pass a bill, do
That was
something.
literally
Like,
performative
Thank
with
you.
costumes and all.
right.
Yeah.
Do
Bruh.
something, please. So
Exactly,
I don't
exactly.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would like to see more people vote for sure. Young people organizing, and I know that there's so many of us. We come from disenfranchised backgrounds where we're so tired of the same things happening over and over, and then we just eventually feel like none of it matters. Nothing's ever going to change. But I think we just have. It's all like the power of positivity is a real thing. Like organize.
Facts.
Let me ask you guys this. What is a good ally to you?
For me, it's a couple of different things. When I look for a good ally, I would say someone that's consistent.
That's the thing,
Again, don't
consistency.
just post your black square and go. Like,
Right.
I need you to actually do something.
Better see 32 black squares,
Okay,
all right?
like,
Your whole
no.
thing better be blacked out, your whole feed. no.
Exactly, that's not gonna cut it. See? Another thing that I look for is people not only checking their racist family members and friends, when it's out in the open, but also do that behind closed doors too, when no one's looking. Don't just do it
Yep.
when you're on camera. So again, be consistent and be authentic with it too.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
Facts.
Fatima, thank you for calling in. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. So if you're mad about the state of the world, just like we are, don't sit there and type angry tweets. Do something about it.
Go to gamers.vote and register to make your voice heard, and then fire off that angry tweet you have locked and loaded. I know it's a good one. We'll be back after this.
Sorry, Leanne, you. Welcome back to Gray Area. We've been breaking down representation in streaming with Storymodebae, who's been walking the walk for a long time. So obviously you put in the work not only for yourself, but the community. Let's talk about how you find a break. What do you do when this is all too much?
Well, I am still struggling trying to figure it out. I've definitely been, trying to exercise and meditate and, just put my phone down, take social media detoxes because, oh my God, taking all of that information in every single day and then also being stuck in the house too, it's overwhelming. So I try to put my foot down, or my phone down and my foot down as much as possible.
I mean, the fatigue is real right now with a lot of people even active in the streets, right? We're protesting. That is a real fatigue, but for people who've been doing this for years, you know, right now there's this fervor and fire that people have to be out in the streets, and it's a beautiful thing, but definitely pacing yourself is important.
Yeah, I know. This is like a constant. Put your phone down. Delete the app if you can.
Yes.
Well, Story, in 4 words, what's your advice to people getting into gaming or any area where they don't feel represented?
4 words, that is hard. I would say there's room for you. That's what I got.
Yes.
That's what I got.
I like it.
Bars right there.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna say ban all the haters.
Yes.
All right.
Real easy solution.
Never apologize for existing.
Ooh.
That's one thing that I've learned, you know, in spaces that I felt like there weren't a lot of representation. It's like you just got to be unapologetically you, right? I know me coming into the hip hop space, that's what I learned in the hip hop space of seeing my peers where it was predominantly black. I saw that they were unapologetically black in that space, which made me want to be more unapologetically Asian.
Right.
And at that time, I had issues with identity. I was ashamed to be Asian, you know, growing up and not having much representation. But that was the space that taught me so much confidence in that world.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. So what is in store for your future?
Ooh, like I said, I am trying to take over the world one stream at a time. I have definitely been, you know, streaming games, but I've also been, you know, doing a lot of hosting opportunities as well. So again, I'm trying to take over, and I just want, you know, all my people to eat and succeed. So we'll see what happens.
All right, so you seem like a very hopeful person despite everything going on. Do you think things are getting better?
Maybe slowly, but I also am always the type of person too. I don't get excited for things very fast. I like to let it, you know, pan out for a couple months and see what's really going to happen once the smoke clears. So fingers crossed, hopefully, but we'll see.
Do you think women and people of color have genuinely broken through that glass ceiling?
We're on the way, but I still feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But I see it. It's just, we gotta keep going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially this year, I feel like, you know, people are, this might be the wokest year for a lot of people. There's a mass awakening, I would say. Obviously, the companies are like scattering to get with the program. I mean, have you seen that kind of increase, you think?
Yeah, it's weird how everything and, you know, the unfortunate timing of everything, but I think because of COVID and everyone's stuck in the house, it's almost like you're forced to realize what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So it's this weird bittersweet moment, but I'm kind of grateful that it's happening.
Only took a pandemic.
That's it. Just a pandemic.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Bree. We really appreciate it. We're off next week to take a little break, but we will be back the following week, as always, every Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
And make sure to find us at VENN.TV and all the other platforms. Thank you, Bree, so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you for watching Gray Area.
Peace.